The Great Gatsby, presented by BookTube channel. Chapter 1. In my younger, more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. Whenever you feel like criticizing anyone, he told me, just remember that all the people in the world haven't had the same advantages that you've had. He didn't say more, but we've always been communicative in a reserved way, and I knew he meant much more. So, I reserve judgments, a habit that's revealed many curious natures to me and made me the victim of a few bores. The abnormal mind quickly clings to this trait in a normal person, and in college, I was unjustly called a politician for knowing the secret griefs of wild, unknown men. Most confidences were unsought. I'd feign sleep or hostility when an intimate revelation loomed. Young men's revelations are often plagiaristic, marred by suppressions. Reserving judgment offers infinite hope. I fear missing something if I forget, as my father snobbishly said, and I repeat, that fundamental decencies are unequally given at birth. Yet my tolerance has limits. After returning from the East last autumn, I wanted the world uniform, moral, done with riotous glimpses into hearts. Only Gatsby, this book's namesake, escaped my scorn. He embodied everything I disdain, yet if personality is a series of successful gestures, he had a gorgeous quality, a heightened sensitivity to life's promises, like a machine sensing earthquakes 10,000 miles away. This wasn't flabby, creative temperament. It was an extraordinary gift for hope, a romantic readiness I've never seen elsewhere. Gatsby turned out fine. It's what preyed on him, the foul dust in his dream's wake, that dulled my interest in men's sorrows. My family's been prominent in this Middle Western city for 3 generations. The Carraways claim descent from the Dukes of Buchanans, but my line's founder was my grandfather's brother, who arrived in '51, sent a substitute to the Civil War, and started the hardware business my father runs. I never saw this great uncle, but I'm said to resemble his hard-boiled portrait in father's office. I graduated from New Haven in 1915, joined the Great War, and returned restless. The Middle West felt like the universe's ragged edge, so I went east to learn bonds in 2022. Everyone I knew was in bonds, so it'd support one more man. My kin debated it like choosing a prep school, and father financed me for a year. I planned city rooms, but it was warm, and I'd left wide lawns behind. A colleague suggested sharing a house in a commuting town, a weathered bungalow at $80 a month. He was sent to Washington, so I went alone with a dog who ran off, an old Dodge, and a Finnish woman who cooked and muttered wisdom. I was lonely until a newcomer asked, "How do you get to West Egg Village?" I told him, feeling like a settler, no longer alone. With sunshine and bursting leaves, I sensed life restarting. I bought books on banking, red and gold on my shelf, promising secrets of Midas and Morgan. I'd been literary in college, wrote solemn Yale News editorials, aiming to be a well-rounded man. Life's best seen from one window, after all. Chance put me in West Egg, on Long Island's odd egg-shaped peninsulas, 20 miles from New York. My house, a small eyesore at $80 a month, sat between grand rentals, near Gatsby's colossal mansion, a Normandy imitation with ivy, pool, and vast lawn. Across the bay, East Egg's white palaces glittered. The summer began when I drove to dine with the Tom Buchanans in East Egg. Daisy, my second cousin once removed, and Tom, a college acquaintance, lived in a red and white Georgian mansion. Tom, a hulking ex-football star from New Haven, had a cruel body and arrogant eyes. His gruff voice carried contempt, even for friends. "I've got a nice place," he said, showing me the lawn and roses. Inside, a rosy room held 2 women on a couch like a balloon. Daisy laughed charmingly. I'm paralyzed with happiness, gripping my hand. The other, Miss Baker, balanced something invisible on her chin. Daisy's thrilling voice, a singing promise of gay things, asked about Chicago. "The town's desolate without you," I teased. Tom asked, "What you doing, Nick?" "Bonds," I said. "Never heard of them," he scoffed. "You will," I shot back. Miss Baker said, "Absolutely," her first word, then yawned and rose. "I'm stiff," she complained. "You must know Gatsby," she added. "What Gatsby?" Daisy asked, just as dinner was called. On the porch, Daisy snapped out candles, musing, "In 2 weeks, it's the longest day. Do you miss it?" Tom broke in. "Civilization's crumbling. Read Goddard's Rise of the Colored Empires. We Nordics must watch out." Daisy winked. "We've got to beat them down." The phone rang. Tom left. Daisy whispered about the butler's nose, ruined polishing silver. He returned with Daisy, who gushed about a nightingale. The phone rang again. Miss Baker hinted it was Tom's New York woman. Later, Daisy confided on the veranda, "I've had a bad time, Nick. When my girl was born, Tom was gone. I wept. She'll be a fool, the best thing for a girl." Her cynicism jarred me. Inside, Miss Baker read to Tom, who soon sent her to bed for a tournament. Daisy teased about matchmaking us. I left, confused by their wealth and Tom's affair. At home, I saw a figure, Gatsby, stretched toward a green light across the water, trembling, then vanish. I was alone in the unquiet dark.